What's up guys, Tony Hannity's here from Lazy Tech TV, and if you've been looking for a solution that allows you to bring Amazon's Alexa anywhere that you go around the house, look no further. This is a Jam Voice from HMDX. Stay tuned. Now, Jam's been in the game for quite some time with their different Bluetooth speakers, but this is a little bit different because it does have integration with Amazon's Alexa. So if you've not heard about Amazon's Alexa, it's Amazon's voice assistant where you can ask it questions. You could ask it about the weather, traffic conditions. You can even ask for a news briefing the morning that you wake up, which is kind of cool. If you don't have time to sit down and read the news, I do find it very useful. And this gives you the exact same functionality. Although you don't say the word to trigger, you have to press it. Just like that. Now, some of you might be saying, well, Amazon already has that. It's called the Amazon Dot. What makes this different? Well, the Amazon Dot needs to be plugged in at all times to be used as a speaker and as an Amazon connection. This is Bluetooth. It's also wireless. So I can bring this anywhere around the house. It has up to 4 hours of battery life on playtime. And no matter where I am, I can just press this button. So I could be in the bathroom getting ready for work. I could be down here doing work. I could be in the kitchen eating breakfast. If I have a question, I can just ask it. What's the meaning of life?
The meaning of life depends on the life in question. 42 is a good approximation.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Go read it, kids. It's a nice little speaker, fits into the palm of the hand. It's fairly weighted, big grill on the front. You've got the microphone in the front for you to be able to speak to it. It has an opening in the back for the bass because obviously you're gonna listen to music with this as well too. You have your pause play button and then your volume controls, but you don't have your fast forward or rewind button, which would be nice, you know, because you have to then pull out your phone to be able to do that. The other things you have on the back here, you've got your micro USB connection, and I kind of wish it was USB Type-C, but maybe in the future iterations. And like I mentioned, this is either Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. So on the bottom here, you would click the Bluetooth button. It'll either click over to Wi-Fi or click over to Bluetooth, depending on what you want to be able to do. And that is very important, especially if it's something that you want to consume regarding media. Most of my stuff is stored on Google Drive or in OneDrive. I don't have Tidal. I don't have Spotify. I do, however, have Amazon Prime Music, which is good for me because obviously this being an Amazon ecosystem, I can still listen to music that is powered by Amazon through the Amazon Prime subscription. However, if you don't have that, first off, go get one. But second off, if you can't afford one or just don't want one at this point in time, the only other way that you can get music on here for free without having to sign up for a premium subscription is through something like iHeartRadio or TuneIn Radio. Now, both of those solutions are very good for what they are, but they do tend to be just radio stations, and you'll listen to all the ads and everything just like you would if you listen to terrestrial radio. So if you want streaming music and you want to listen to your own catalogs, you either have to A, download all that onto your phone, which in my phone, that's not happening. That's not happening. Or you have to switch over to Bluetooth and then use the app like Google Play Music or Groove Music, as I do both, and listen to your music that way. And it's kind of a conundrum, for me at least, and it might be for some of you guys out there. Am I going to use this solely for Amazon's Alexa, which it works great on Wi-Fi, or am I just going to use it as a Bluetooth speaker? Because they have to go back and forth, it kind of takes you out of the whole ease of use if you want to use something like this. But coming back to this, the quality of the speaker is what I call a room speaker. It's not that loud. It might fill up a room of a party, maybe down here in the kitchen or in the living room, but if you're outside somewhere like at a beach, it's just going to go right up, especially with the speaker being right on top. It's going to go right up and just waft in the air. When it comes to the streaming music and the Amazon Alexa and all that other stuff that you need Wi-Fi connectivity for, you're going to use your app on your phone, Android or iOS. And the app is free. You can actually add multiple speakers up in here, which is cool because that allows you to have 2 or more speakers playing the exact same thing or 2 independent things. It's completely up to you. As I mentioned before, you have your access to other subscriptions such as Tidal, such as iHeartRadio and Spotify if you have those subscriptions. And then of course, you have something that can be useful, but I haven't used it in a real world scenario just yet, and that's the availability to leave voice messages. One big problem that I had with this was every time that I had this turned off and I turned it back on, it would automatically start playing the last thing I was listening to, which might not always be a bad thing, but it's not something that I necessarily want. It would nice if I were to be allowed to turn it on and then tune this to whatever it is instead of just playing the last best thing. So as good as the speaker is, as good as the use of Amazon Alexa is, I did have one big problem, and that was when I had this on standby mode, it would automatically turn itself off. And I get that. It's thinking, oh, you're not using me, so I'm just gonna save battery life. But the problem is I might wanna use it at my own beck and call. And that's the kind of beauty of the whole Amazon Alexa, Amazon Echo thing, is that the second that you have a thought, the second you have a question, you can just automatically have that question laid out to Amazon's Alexa and she would answer it for you. But with this, if it's turned off automatically, I have to go down here, turn it back on, wait till it connects to Wi-Fi, and by that time I can just Google it, which is ironic, I guess. And this happened even when it was plugged in to direct power. So I thought this was maybe the battery itself was putting into standby mode. No, it shuts it off even when it's powered by the wall. So because of that, a good amount of time I used this as just a Bluetooth speaker. The Amazon Alexa thing was bugging me a lot because it just kept on shutting off that I wouldn't ask any questions from it. So switching it over to Bluetooth, it drawed the same battery it would have if I connected it to Wi-Fi, but because of the connectivity, I obviously lost connection to Amazon's Alexa, to Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that kind of stuff. But going back to what I said before, I didn't lose connection to what mattered to me most, and that was my music collection. But lastly, there is an innate issue with Amazon Alexa, its API, all that kind of stuff, and it's not the fault of HMDX, it's Amazon. And that is, there's no way for me to activate Amazon's Alexa from the application itself. On my phone, I've separately downloaded Amazon's Alexa app in order for me to give it skills like the Jeopardy skill or Daily Tech News skill or podcast skill. I mean, all those skills that you might have heard of through the news and things like that. And I have to use that when this is connected to Wi-Fi, which goes against the whole thing in my point of reference of using Amazon Alexa, especially with a Bluetooth speaker and a Wi-Fi speaker. The Wi-Fi speaker makes sense. I'm on Wi-Fi, it's fine. But over Bluetooth, I should still be able to tap into Amazon's Alexa because I have the app on my phone. Now I know on iOS, they just recently upgraded Amazon's app to allow you to use the Amazon Alexa API through Amazon's shopping app, but not through the Amazon Alexa app at all, which I still don't get. It doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. But I'm hoping in future iterations of that functionality, I'll be able to, over Bluetooth, still be able to talk to Alexa when I'm out at the park or when I'm out at the pool. Wherever I'm out, when I'm outside of Wi-Fi connection, it would still be nice to be able to use Amazon's Alexa. But barring that change, that's not at fault to HMDX whatsoever. For what this is, as a competitor to Amazon's Dot, I think it is a very good option. It's only $10 more MSRP. And for the fact that you can bring it with you, for the fact that it's a slightly bit louder, it's a nice option to have because it does let you flip-flop between Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It's not perfect, mind you. The sound quality of when you're listening to music is decent. You're not gonna get all the mids and highs that you might expect, but hey, it's a tiny speaker. What more do you want? And it's really nice to bring Amazon's Alexa to my house at such a low barrier to entry. So let me know what you guys think about the Jam Voice. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you want to learn more about the Jam Voice, I'll leave their link in the description below. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Late.